and today I am making for you a chimichanga, beef chimichanga that I know that you and your family will love and will enjoy. But first things first, my apron is on, my hands are clean, and I am ready to show you my ingredients. My ingredients. I have garlic powder, habanero powder. If you don't have it, you could omit it. Table salt, cumin, paprika, black pepper, tomato sauce, onion, bell pepper, mozzarella cheese, refried beans. If you don't have refried beans, you could buy a can of refried beans. My ground beef, extra lean, flour tortillas, of course, and our vegetable oil. I am so ready to start with this chimichanga, so let's get started. I am going to start by cutting my veggies. I have cleaned and washed completely my bell pepper. I have taken out the seeds, and now I'm gonna cut it in slices and then in little squares. This is going to incorporate completely and look really nice in my meat. Okay, I'm gonna put it in this plate, and then I'm gonna start with my onion. The onion, I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna cut it in half and then cut it in slices, nice and thin slices, and then in little squares. I'm gonna add it here to my dish, and I am ready to go to the stove and start cooking these veggies. This is done. Let's go to the stove, my friends. My pan is nice and hot. I'm going to add about 2 to 3 tablespoons of vegetable oil, and I'm going to add my veggies. I'm going to add them. I'm going to cook them for 2 to 3 minutes. When they start releasing the flavor and you start smelling the onion, then it's almost done. Right now, they're getting nice and caramelized. This is the time when I'm going to add my ground beef. I'm going to add the ground beef. I'm going to incorporate it completely, take it apart, because as you can see, there's little clumps here and there. Okay, we're going to take it apart, and I'm going to start adding all my spices. I'm going to start with the cumin. Let's spread it all around. Adding my black pepper, my habanero, my paprika, my garlic powder, and lastly, my table salt. Remember, the table salt is to taste. I'm going to incorporate everything completely. I want to mix completely the veggies and the meat until they start changing color. This takes its time, but this is really, important to do, to mix everything together, incorporate everything nice and well. The ground beef has changed a little bit the color. It's now cooking just a little bit. What I'm going to do, I'm going to cover it, let it cook for just a couple minutes, and then I'll see you back. Here, it's been cooking for about 3 minutes. It has released their juices. As you can see, there's juice on the bottom. What I'm going to do, I'm going to taste it to see if it needs just a little more of salt or if it's just fine. To my taste, this is fine. What I'm going to do is add the can of tomato sauce, incorporate it completely, and now I am ready to cover it and let it cook, simmer for about 5 minutes. I just uncovered my pan, and as you could see, there's a little bit of juice way in the bottom. I'm gonna leave it uncovered. It's been cooking for about 5 minutes, covered with low-medium heat. What I'm gonna do is just leave it the way it is, uncovered for another 5 minutes, and then this will be done. The liquids will have absorbed already. So I'll see you back. I wanted to show you that the liquids have absorbed and that there is no grease on the bottom of my pan. My meat was extra lean. I wanted to show you this process. Well, this is nice and done. I'm gonna remove it from the pan, put it in a little plate, and then I am ready to start assembling my chimichangas. I'll see you. I have a plate here. I'm gonna transfer all my ground beef to the plate to put it aside, and so it could cool down just a little bit before I start assembling. I have my flour tortilla here. I have warmed it up in the microwave just for a couple minutes, just so it's nice and manageable and I could bend it and everything is fine. I'm gonna start by adding my beans, refried beans. I made them here at home, but if you don't have beans at home, you could just buy a can and add it to your chimichangas. I'm adding my ground beef, and please be generous. I'm going to just add about 3 to 4 tablespoons of ground beef, and I'm going to add some cheese on the top. This is the way I do my chimichangas here at home. I'm gonna just wrap it around, push it towards me so that everything is nice and tight. I'm gonna do the ends first so nothing comes out while it's frying. And I'm gonna help myself with some toothpicks. I usually just use 2 toothpicks, 1 on each side. Just this way, the way I'm doing it now. This is so when it's frying, the chimichanga doesn't open, and you make sure that everything is inside and the oil doesn't go inside the chimichanga. Okay, I'm gonna do one more so that you could see exactly how I do it. They're still a little bit warm. I'm gonna start with my beans, and I like to put them right on the bottom. Spread it right on the bottom, and then I'm gonna add my ground beef. The ground beef, like I said, I usually just use 3 to 4 tablespoons, and that's all. We don't want to do them too big, or else they will open when you are frying them, and we want to avoid that. Be generous with your cheese. I love cheese, so I add everything. Everything I cook goes with cheese. So here I'm gonna put everything on the side. Make sure that I tighten my burrito. Just this way. Do the ends first. And then wrap it very tightly. At this moment, I have a pan in my stove getting nice and hot with vegetable oil. I said, when I started doing my burritos, I said, let me put the pan so when I'm done with my burritos, the oil is nice and hot. So I'll see you over there. Let's go see how the oil is doing. Okay, how do you know if the oil is nice and hot? I usually just get a piece of tortilla. I put it in there. If the tortilla floats up, that means that the oil is ready. It's ready for the chimichangas. So that's exactly what we want to see. When you throw the piece of tortilla in there and it floats up, every time you turn it, it doesn't sink in. That means that it's time to add the chimichangas. You want to add the chimichangas when the oil is nice and hot. If you add the chimichanga when the oil is just room temperature, the chimichanga will absorb all that oil. It was cooking for about 4 minutes, and look how it came out, nice and crispy. I have a plate here with some napkins just so that they could, the grease could stay on the napkin and it's less fattening. So here I'm gonna add the other chimichanga. You do one at a time to make sure that they cook nice and crispy. I wanted to show you how it looks when it comes out of the oil. It's nice and hot. It's nice and crispy. I had added a little paper napkin just to take the excessive oil away. Let me show you how it looks from the other side. Look at this. It's nice and crispy. I'm gonna leave it here until it's nice and room temperature. But it came out perfect. I am ready to take my second chimichanga out of the oil. Look how this looks. Okay, these two chimichangas are done. I am so ready to taste them. They are nice and crispy. I want to show you from close up how they look. They came out perfect, nice and crispy, and I am ready to put it in a plate and add my condiments. So I'll see you in a little bit. My chimichanga. This is the traditional Texas chimichanga. They combine it with sour cream, guacamole, and I have this one here that I have added some Mexican salsa right on top and some cheese on the top. And let's see how this came out, because this is the part I love, I enjoy, and I really look forward. This is not a Mexican chimichanga. This was born in Texas. This is a Tex-Mex chimichanga. So let's see how this came out. I can't wait to taste. Of course that it looks delicious. And let's see how this came out. I wish you were here to taste it with me. Excuse me. Definitely delicious. All those flavors combined in this chimichanga and all that salsa right on the top. This just came out perfect. Excuse me. This came out delicious, and I know that your family will love it and will enjoy it. If you liked and loved my recipe, please don't forget to subscribe, give me thumbs up, share my video on social media so more people get to know Cooking with Gloria. Don't forget to push the notification bell so every time I make a new recipe, yes, my friends, you are notified. Before I say I see you soon, I wish you nothing but the best. Peace and love. And of course, I will stay enjoying my Tex-Mex chimichanga. Bye-bye.